Chosen one. This message is not an accident. It found you at the exact moment you were meant to receive it. You didn't stumble upon this video. There is a reason your sleep has been restless. There is a reason your spirit feels unsettled. Because the transfer has begun. You've been asking for change. You've been praying for a breakthrough. But what you didn't know was that God already released it. It's on its way. And right now, the spiritual handoff is taking place. This isn't a regular season. This is not a moment of small upgrades or surface-level victories. This is a divine shift. Heaven is transferring weight, wisdom, and wealth of purpose to those who were chosen before time began. But listen closely, because not everyone will receive it. The transfer comes with pressure. The enemy knows what's coming to you. So he's going to try to distract you, make you tired, make you second guess, make you think you missed it. But chosen one, you didn't miss it. You were being prepared. Every delay, every betrayal, every silent season was part of your conditioning. Because this level of power can't be given to the average. This level of clarity, responsibility, and spiritual authority is only for those who survive the process without giving up. You are stepping into a season where things will accelerate so quickly. People around you won't be able to explain your rise. It won't be luck. It won't be random. It will be transferred straight from heaven into your name, your hands, your legacy. But you must stay alert, because the closer the transfer gets, the louder the distractions will be. People will try to test your character. Temptation will try to detour your mission. Old emotions may try to come back. But don't fall for it. Stay focused. Stay grounded. Stay hidden in God. The enemy can't block what's already released, but he can delay what you're not ready to receive. So choose now. Are you going to keep entertaining the old level? Or are you going to position yourself to carry what's coming? Because the transfer won't wait. It's moving as we speak. And if you're ready, you're about to walk into everything you were created for. Then listen, chosen one, because this part is crucial. The transfer is not just about receiving. It's about becoming. You're not just being given a blessing. You're being trusted with divine responsibility. And that means your thoughts must change. Your habits must evolve. Your circle must be reevaluated. Because this level of elevation isn't casual. It's not for show. It's for impact. You are being positioned in places of influence. Not for applause, but for alignment. Heaven is trusting you with strategy, with territory, and with access that your bloodline never had before. But with that access comes attack. Don't be surprised when people start moving strangely. Don't panic when you feel a shift in relationships, locations, or routines. Everything unnecessary is being cut off. Everything not built to go with you will fall away. This is not rejection. It's realignment. It's spiritual surgery. So you don't carry dead weight into a living destiny. God is about to transfer wisdom to you in dreams, instructions in silence, confirmation through people you least expect. So keep your spirit alert. Not paranoid, but prepared. Because the next time your phone rings, the next time you hear that voice, the next time you feel that tug in your spirit, it might not be small. It might be the moment the transfer touches down. And when it does, you won't have time to get ready. You must already be ready. Understand this, chosen one. You are being watched in the spirit. Angels have been assigned to your next move. Not to protect your comfort, but to guard the assignment. You are not in a random location. You are not surrounded by random people. Where you are right now, mentally, emotionally, geographically, is part of a divine calculation. God didn't place you there to relax. He positioned you there to disrupt the atmosphere. You carry frequency. You carry light. And where there is light, darkness gets uncomfortable. That's why some people can't look you in the eye anymore. That's why conversations feel different. Because your presence is no longer ordinary. The transfer is turning you into a threat. You may not see it yet, but in the spiritual realm, your name is echoing. Demons recognize it. Heaven honors it. And your ancestors rejoice every time you walk in obedience. This is bigger than you. This transfer carries weight for generations. So be careful what you speak. Be careful what you post. Be careful what you agree with. Because your words are keys right now. They are opening or closing unseen doors. And you can't afford to use your voice carelessly. Stay covered. Stay in prayer. Stay in alignment. The transfer is fragile. But once it's complete, your entire atmosphere will shift, and chosen one. There's something else you must understand now. Not everyone around you was meant to witness the transfer. Some people were only assigned to the before version of you. The version that doubted, second-guessed, over-explained, and settled. But that version is being shut down. Because a higher frequency is being installed within you. And that means access must be restricted. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to explain yourself. Because what God is doing in this hour is secret but sacred. This is a vault season. A sealed room moment. Where the blueprint isn't shared with many, only with the obedient. Don't be surprised if God makes you invisible. If people stop calling. If the spotlight moves away. That's not punishment. That's protection. He's hiding you so the enemy can't track the transfer. Because what's coming into your life next is too pure to be exposed too early. The enemy studies patterns. He looks for clues. But this time, God is moving in silence. And when it shows up, it'll look like it came out of nowhere. But you'll know. This was divine timing, not coincidence. So move wisely. Speak less. Fast if you're led to. Worship when it doesn't make sense. Obey even when it's uncomfortable. Because your next instruction may not be logical, but it will be prophetic. Chosen one. You are now walking the tightrope between two realms. The seen and the unseen. The natural and the supernatural. The temporary and the eternal. And every step you take from here must be intentional. You can no longer afford to move based on how you feel. You must move based on what you know in your spirit. Feelings will lie. Emotions will fluctuate. But discernment will anchor you when the storm hits. Because storms will come. The closer you get to the fulfillment, the more violent the wind becomes. But hear the truth. The storm isn't to stop you. It's to expose what's still inside you that can't go into the next level. If fear rises, face it. If doubt whispers, silence it. If shame creeps in, speak truth over it. This is the purification phase of the transfer. Not just your hands being prepared to receive, but your heart being refined to carry the weight of it. You're not just being elevated. You're being entrusted. Entrusted with people, with platforms, with influence, with resources. And you must be able to steward it all with purity, discipline, and clarity. So watch your thoughts. Guard your eyes. Shut doors that heaven never opened. Because you're not waiting on the transfer anymore. The transfer is waiting on you to fully step into who you are. You were never meant to blend in. You were never called to be soft-spoken when truth needed a voice. You were always meant to stand out, because your presence carries the sound of destiny. Chosen one, you've entered a realm where timing is everything. Every delay now has divine meaning. If a door doesn't open, it's not rejection, it's redirection. If a person walks away, it's not abandonment, it's alignment. Because the transfer is so precise, even one wrong connection could interfere with the flow. You're being moved like a chess piece, by the hand of the master, not for survival, but for checkmate. Your enemies thought you were finished. They thought the silence meant defeat. But what they didn't know is that God was loading you with something unseen. They didn't realize He was transferring codes, strategies, blueprints, and authority into your spirit. And now you'll move different. Not louder, but stronger. You'll walk into rooms and shift the atmosphere without saying a word. You'll break generational curses by simply showing up healed. You'll unlock blessings because your obedience carries more weight than your words ever could. But hear this warning clearly. This is not the time to shrink. False humility will kill your assignment. Pretending you're not ready when God says you are is disobedience, not modesty. Stand in the fullness of your calling. Claim the territory heaven marked for you, and walk like the one who has already been approved. Because you have chosen one. There is one more thing you must lock in your spirit. The enemy doesn't fear your past, he fears your future. He knows what being transferred into you isn't just going to change your life. It's going to shift atmospheres, break chains, and trigger movements. This is why the warfare intensified right before now. This is why the pressure became unbearable. Because hell always panics when heaven promotes you. But hear this clearly. You didn't fold. You didn't run. You didn't give in. And because of that, you're now being trusted with spiritual firepower. You've been marked. You've been authorized. And now you carry weight in the spirit. This weight will not be visible to most, but those who operate in darkness, they'll feel it the moment you walk into the room. They'll sense the shift, because your presence is no longer passive. It's prophetic. You speak and things break. You pray and chains fall. You move and dimensions open. But remember, the weight is holy. It must be carried with reverence. No more playing small. No more casual compromise. No more letting fear hold the pen when destiny is writing your story. This is sacred ground now. Everything you touch has the potential to multiply. So don't touch what's cursed. Don't invest where God never called you. Don't spend energy trying to convince those who were never meant to believe in you. Your focus is your weapon. And right now, focus is everything. Chosen one. You're not waiting for confirmation anymore. You are the confirmation. You are the proof that God still chooses the unlikely. You are the evidence that obedience still opens impossible doors. You are the living signal that heaven is active on earth. The transfer has already shifted your atmosphere. That's why you've felt moments of intensity, emotional waves, sudden clarity, unexplainable peace followed by unshakable urgency. It's not random. It's the activation of your assignment. You're not being called to just exist. You're being positioned to establish. There are things that must be planted, spoken, dismantled, and rebuilt. And you are the vessel God has chosen to do it through. But now comes the test of discipline. Can you stay consistent when it feels slow? Can you move in silence when no one is clapping? Can you protect the seed when the soil feels dry? Because this transfer didn't come with applause. It came with responsibility. You must wake up with intention, speak with wisdom, move with purpose, and above all, guard the oil. Don't waste your anointing explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Don't water down your message to make others comfortable in their chains. Don't apologize for carrying something sacred. God placed something rare inside of you. And the more you honor it, the more heaven will expand your territory. Chosen one. This level requires separation. You cannot carry a heavenly mantle while staying entangled in earthly patterns. There are habits that once served you, but now they'll sabotage the mission. There are people you once leaned on, but now they'll become distractions if you don't create distance. This isn't about arrogance. It's about assignment. When God begins to elevate, He doesn't ask for your comfort, He demands your consecration. That means setting yourself apart. That means choosing purpose over popularity. That means saying no more often. Not because you're bitter, but because you're busy building the future. You're not here to blend in. You're not here to be liked. You're here to fulfill prophecy. And for prophecy to be fulfilled, purity must become your weapon. Purity of thought. Purity of intention. Purity in how you love, how you lead, and how you speak. Because this transfer isn't just for you. It's through you. Others will eat from the fruit of your obedience. Entire atmospheres will shift based on your alignment. So check your posture. Check your motives. Check your rhythm. Because if the enemy can't stop the transfer, he'll try to pollute it before you realize what you're carrying. But you're too awakened now. Too seasoned. Too equipped. You've seen too much. Survived too much. Grown through too much. To go back to the version of you that once settled, chosen one. What's happening now is irreversible. Once the transfer begins, nothing remains the same. Your appetite changes. What once entertained you now irritates you. What once distracted you now disgusts you. Because when heaven deposits something holy inside of you, your entire system rejects anything that doesn't align. That's not mood swings. That's spiritual sensitivity increasing. That's your discernment sharpening like a blade. Because you are no longer operating on instincts. You are operating on revelation. And revelation demands response. You can't just hear from God and sit still. You can't just sense warfare and stay silent. You can't just feel the pull and stay in place. You were built for motion. This next phase of the transfer will come with movement, relocation, reconnection, revelation. You may be called to leave what's familiar. You may be pushed into rooms where no one knows your name. You may have to walk alone for a stretch. But it won't be punishment. It will be positioning. Because God is making sure you're in the exact place where the fullness of this blessing can land without interference. There are blessings that need space. And heaven is clearing the clutter around you so that nothing contaminates what's next. That's why doors are closing. That's why some relationships feel strained. That's why things you once enjoyed now feel heavy. It's the displacement before delivery. Heaven is moving what doesn't fit, so the new can rest on clean ground. Chosen one. You're not just being elevated in status. You're being elevated in spiritual rank. There are levels of warfare you've been shielded from until now, because God was still fortifying your spirit. But with this transfer comes exposure. And with exposure comes new enemies. Don't be surprised when jealousy rises. Don't be shocked when you feel unseen resistance. That's not personal, it's positional. Your light is revealing darkness that's been hiding in plain sight. And not everyone will celebrate your rise, especially those who are comfortable with your silence. But you didn't come this far to dim down now. This is not the time to retreat. This is the time to rule. You've been trusted with more than influence. You've been trusted with atmospheric authority. You shift spiritual climates just by being present. That's why the room feels different when you enter. That's why your silence convicts more than their noise. That's why your name causes reactions in rooms you've never stepped into yet. Because the transfer didn't start with things. It started with identity. God reminded you who you are. He recalibrated your mind. He removed the false narratives and gave you a mirror from heaven's perspective. Now you see it. You were never overlooked, just hidden. You were never behind, just being refined. And now it's your turn to walk in it. Not halfway. Not timidly. Not hopping someone gives you permission. You already have clearance from the throne room. Chosen one. You've been cleared to rise. The heavens have signed it. The angels have witnessed it. And now the earth must respond to what's inside of you. This is your confirmation. This is your release. This is your moment of transfer. So move like it's already done. Speak like it's already yours. Pray like you've already won. Because in the spirit you have. You are no longer waiting on permission. You are the move of God. Everything connected to you must now rise or be removed. So from this moment on, no more shrinking. No more apologizing. No more delaying the mission God embedded in your bones. The transfer has been initiated. Now activate it with your obedience. If this message found your soul, it was never by chance. It was divine strategy. And if you know you're part of the remnant, if you feel the fire burning inside your chest, then this is your call to rise fully. Subscribe to Chosen Core now and align yourself with what heaven is doing in your life. Because what's coming next, you'll want to be ready.